Hi Capricorn, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Cappy, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So I'm going to pop these to the side for your key to the week. Okay, so that one seems to want out, and it is the Empress. All right, so you've got all of them juicy blessings on their way to you this week. This could also be a profound week of enjoyment. Remember the Empress card, whenever this card shows up, it's not the Sun, but the Empress is a lady and she likes things easy, all right? Like easy, relaxed, refined, gorgeous. It's sumptuous, sensual, pleasurable, all of those things, because the Empress is Venus, right? So your key to the week this week is basically saying this week has all the potential for it to be easy. It may also focus on or around women, motherhood, of all of those kinds of things. I will say to you, this week, for a lot of you, I kind of feel like this is where you're getting some kind of reward or blessing. I know last week was a little bit challenging for you guys, so it'll be interesting to see how this kind of shapes up for you over the course of the week ahead. For your actions and options this week, you have... All right, so you've got the Temperance card. Okay, so this is kind of like a healing balm or a soothing balm. For a lot of you, this is going to be a moment of understanding and a moment of personal wisdom. I think you're getting an insight into your own nature this week about what turns you on, what gets you not just hot under the collar, but what really turns you on about life. What do you really feel like you're ready to dedicate your time, your effort and your energy to? For some of you, this could be that you're thinking about going back to school, gaining a qualification. It wouldn't be a surprise to me, actually, and especially if this is around something that you love or something that you enjoy. This might be a moment where you kind of say to yourself, yeah, you know what, I like this and I'm actually really good at it. Why not get a certificate or something under my belt that helps me consolidate the knowledge that I have in an area? The other thing with the Temperance card here as well, it looks like a lot of you are either looking for a counselor, a therapist, or somebody that can help you maybe adjust or balance your own energies or ideas. So this is really interesting. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Emperor with the Empress. So what do we see here? Whenever you see the Emperor and the Empress come together, it's kind of like a new moon energy. This is where masculine and feminine energy come together, and you effectively get some new growth. And the Empress literally represents growth, fruitfulness, abundance coming forth after efforts already sown. Now, the Emperor in your communications and conversations, you guys have no problem being forthright or communicating what you think, how you feel, getting what you need to say off your chest. But this week you're doing it with a bit more tact and diplomacy. This week it's kind of tempered by that Empress, which suggests that you're kind of saying to yourself, you know what, I know what I want to say, but the value or the importance is on the message, not just being heard for the sake of being heard. And so this week it's kind of like when it comes to your communications and your conversations, you got to be a strategist this week. All right, like this is a week for you where you kind of will probably be having big conversations with partners, with bosses, with anybody that is kind of a big part of your interpersonal interaction in some regard. This could be some kind of remedial action for a select few of you. This could also be potentially either maybe not a stint in hospital for you, but you may need to visit a hospital on somebody else's behalf. Now, that being said, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this is you speaking to and appealing to the better nature of your professors, your teachers, lecturers, etc. It might also be where the rules and regulations of and this is something that's really rare for you guys to get, to have problems with the rules or the regulations. There's got to be other placements going on in your chart if that's irregular for you. Because Capricorns like the rules and regulations, because most of the time you guys are the ones that have set them bloody forward. But this week it could be that you're trying to think about a loophole or looking for some way around something. Maybe your professor says to you, look, I can't give you any more time on this essay, but there is an alternative. All right. When it comes to those of you that are employed by somebody else, this could actually be good news that comes from the boss, or it could be some kind of recognition. Also, for a select few of you, maybe your boss or a superior comes to you and says, look, you know, we really like what you do or how you work. Are you interested in studying or gaining new knowledge, qualifications, etc. in this space of the work sector? For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, I like this in that this could be you doubling down and putting that Capricorn hard work to work. But on the other hand of this, like if you work for yourself, this could be where you become acutely aware that you are the boss and a lot could be demanded from you this week. All right, so keep that in mind. When it comes to those of you that are retired and no longer working, an important man or male figure in your life or in the world, in your personal world, should I say, may feature, as may an elderly couple, parents, grandparents, etc. There could be some interesting conversations going on around this week. For your love and relations, you've got the 5 of Cups, so potentially problems or challenges in the relationship. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this literally represents the 5 of Cups and the Emperor can literally be like the end of a marriage. It could be the end of a relationship. You've got the Temperance card here though, which suggests that there is a potential to fix this, but I'm going to tell you straight up, it's going to require a lot of support. And that means that it's not going to be just the two of you. There's something else going on here. What I will say to you, for those of you that are single, it's not necessarily a great week for relationships, and not because there's a problem. It's just because you're actually very busy with other stuff that's going on. The other thing with that 5 of Cups as well, you could be sort of saying to yourself, especially if there's been somebody in the background that you've been having fun with, enjoying, maybe, you know, all of that. This could be where that comes to an end, where, you know, maybe you say to each other, actually, you know what, this has been fun. It's been really great. It's been really enjoyable, but I need something more and I'm going to start looking for it now. I wouldn't be surprised, for a select few of you, if the person who's kind of been filling the space, let's say, or you've been, you know, doing that for them, I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of say, you know, can I chuck my hat in the ring? Who knows? Maybe you'll have to puzzle it out. For your money and materials, you've got the 9 of Cups. Money looks good this week. There is a parting of ways potentially for those of you that are ending relationships. And the money is going to be something that actually improves for those of you that do part ways with a partner. So that's quite interesting. You've got this here with the Emperor card and the Empress. I like that for, you know, new prospects, making money or making better money from what you already do once you have certain skills, knowledge, confidence, or even, you know, qualifications. The other thing, when it comes to your physical health and vitality, especially for those of you that have had, I'm not a doctor, I can't give you medical advice, but for those of you that have had tests from doctors, etc., this is you getting some really good news about whatever they've been looking at or into for you. So that's really great. And then finally, when it comes to your home and environment, look, there's a chance to mend this, you know, because you've got the 9 of Cups, that's a card of healing. You've got the Temperance card, that's also a card of healing, counsellors, therapists, etc. If the counselling and the therapy, etc., doesn't do its job, then I do foresee a breakup, all right? I'm sorry to say, it's just the fact. But if you're willing to do the work, and I gotta say it's gonna need to be quick. This isn't something that you're going to have like hours and years and stuff to work through. It's just too long. So it will be interesting to see how this shows up for all of you. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. It's a bit of a mixed bag this week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.